Hi everyone, today I'm going to be presenting about Latin American folktales and legends. So there are several Latin American folktales and legends. These stories are influenced by Spanish, African, and Native cultures. So the first one is Llorona, which is also one of the most popular ones. It stands for the weeping woman. So the story is about a beautiful woman who drowns her children who are born out of wedlock so she could marry a rich nobleman. After killing them, the man still refuses to marry her, so she drowns herself. When she enters heaven, she is not allowed to enter afterlife until she finds her children. So she wanders around earth looking for them while weeping. She kidnaps any children who resemble her own, and the lesson from this story is don't wander outside at night. The next one is El Cucu or Coco. This story is told all over Latin America, and it's basically Latin America's version of the boogeyman. So it's the story of a monster that hides under the bed or in the closet, and it looks to eat disobedient children. If it's not under the bed or in the closet, it roams the streets looking to kidnap children without their parents. And its figure could be just a figure with an empty pumpkin for a head. The next one is La Casa Matusita, and it's one of the most haunted places in Peru. So it's basically a bright yellow building in Lima, Peru, and the story behind it is that it was inhabited by a wealthy man and his family. The man didn't treat his servants right, so as revenge, they laced the foods that they were preparing for a dinner party with hallucinogenic drugs. After locking the guests in a room, the servants heard banging and screaming coming from the room. And when they opened the door, they found everyone inside were murdered. And the servants, being unable to cope, died. And many locals still say that they hear screams and weeping coming from the empty home. And the final one is called El Silbón, or the Whistler. So it's the story of a young boy who asks his father to get him venison for dinner. And the boy grows impatient of waiting for his father, so he decides to go looking for him himself. After finding him empty-handed, he kills him, and he takes his guts to his mother to cook for dinner. And his mother realizes that the meat is her husband's based on the texture and curses her son for all eternity. So El Silbón is known as the omen of death, and since he whistles, if you hear his whistle from far away, it means you are no longer safe. The bones he carries are said to be either his father's or his victims. And these are my resources. That's it. Thank you so much for listening.